Today we have the opportunity to interview some of the professors at Fort Hays State University's Informatics department.
So, Mr. Heitman, what exactly is the Tiger Media News Network to you?
So the Tiger Media Network is the convergent student media hub at Fort Hays State University. It allows our students the opportunity to create media in a variety of ways. We have our website, tigermedianet.com, where news articles, videos, photo galleries of campus and community news all exist. We also have our social media pages, all at Tiger Media Net, and our YouTube channel as well. We also have KFHS Radio, which is our live student radio station that students can be involved with. Tiger Media Net also live streams all of Fort Hays' home sporting events. We also broadcast Quinter High School's home events. We've been doing that for the last 4 years. So it's an opportunity for both live broadcasting, content creation, multimedia content creation, journalism, and how that all ties together and allows students the opportunities to develop their skills and do those types of creations under one roof.
So what exactly is your position within Tiger Media?
So I'm the news and sports director, so I kind of have two hats that I wear. The first is kind of on the news/content side, so that's developing content each week for our student staffers. So whether that's going to events on the campus and in the community to write stories, take photos, do video packages over them, to creating social media content for our social media pages, to doing video snippets to put on our YouTube page, anything that goes on the content side of things. So I meet with students, work with them, help them develop their content, get better at what they're doing, workshop their stories, help send folks and students to our student radio station as well, so make sure that that is staffed and help work with our student station manager to ensure that the radio station has DJs and staff members to help develop that content. And then on the sports side, I lead all of the live sports productions. So I hire and train the staff for our live productions. So that includes camera operators, technical directors, producers, graphic operators, replay operators, on-air talent. Anybody from the top to the bottom of those productions is all students. So I hire and manage those staffs and make sure that each game has students to work those games, help get them set up, make sure things are working. Our technician, Trevor, actually does a lot more of the making sure things are working, so a big shout out to him and his help there. But helping ensure that those broadcasts happen. We do about 100 productions a year, both with Fort Hays games as well as the Quinter productions that we do. We also help with commencement streams. We'll do concerts and do other events like that and on campus and in the community. We've broadcast the Hays 111th District debates the last few years as well. So the live production side also I help oversee and make sure that those happen. And when things are going great, I just kind of sit back and watch, but when students need help, or have to develop their skills a little bit more, I'll give them the pointers that they need to be better at those jobs so that they can leave here and be prepared to go do them in the real world.
Alrighty, and lastly, how long have you been involved with the program?
This is the start of my 8th year here at Fort Hays, so I started in the summer of 2017, which is crazy to think that it's been that long already. I'm not an undergrad graduate of Fort Hays, but coming here and kind of immersing myself in what Fort Hays is and what Tiger Media Network is, the Department of Informatics, it's felt like home and it's been awesome to be here. Seeing the growth of what our students have done from when I started here to where they're at now. We're continuing to do bigger and better things. We've got great facilities, great equipment, and great things that our students can use and can utilize. So it's definitely an opportunity and a place that if students want hands-on experience and chances to do these great things, it's a great place for that. So I've really enjoyed being able to see that, see the journeys that the students go on, and hope to continue to do that for a long time.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, today we were wanting to ask you about some programs here, like the esports program.
Okay, so Fort Hays has a esports club and varsity esports teams. They have an esports center over in Tamanic Hall, a whole bunch of high-end gaming machines and gaming peripherals, gaming keyboards and mice, stuff like that. They have a space for console. They got a couch in the corner to hang out, so it's a pretty fun space. The esports club does a lot more than just competitive esports games. They've got all kinds of other things. They have a stream team and other things like that. So it's a great social environment. And then out of that environment, some of the kids will form teams that compete in collegiate tournaments like League of Legends or Overwatch or Rainbow Six Siege or Rocket League. And then there's a whole bunch of other game titles. There's tons. So.
All right, and we were wondering, what are some classes that you teach here at Fort Hays State?
Oh, so I teach in the computer networking area and some cybersecurity stuff. Some of the things I teach are graduate level, so students get their bachelor's first and then they come to grad school. So our department's kind of formed into information production, which would be like media and production. So like you're doing media right here.
Yeah.
So media production, and we have big studios for that. Probably you've had somebody else talk about that, maybe Steven. We also have information manipulation, which would be databases and web development, front end, back end, full stack, that kind of stuff. And then below that, of course, you have transmission of all that information. So it's a workflow. Produce, prepare, and transmit information. So we have all those. Sometimes this doesn't sound like those things all fit together in one department, but it's all a workflow. It's all digital information.
So it sounds like you have a lot of classes that you teach.
I don't have to teach them all. Fortunately, I've got a lot of experts in the hallway down from my office, and they all have their favorite areas, and that would include everything from cybersecurity to front-end web user experience design to things like management information systems. Obviously, you guys are in media production, news, and journalism, so we've got that in the department as well. And so I let the experts handle their areas, and I just focus on my area.
Yep. So leading on to that, what is your expertise here?
So I originally graduated from graduate school in telecommunications, and that was right around the time that the internet was exploding. Everything was coming out. People are moving off of telephone, like nobody has a regular telephone in their home anymore, right? But we were still copper-based phones in the houses, but everything was moving to digital and the cell. Use your cell phone now, use the internet now for everything. We've all kind of like abandoned regular TV, and we've moved to like everybody's using the internet-based television and just choose a channel and subscribe to it. And so a lot of digital transformation has occurred over the last 20 years. You guys were probably grew up with some internet, but kids who are 10 years older than you, they were born before the internet really became a thing. And so you guys got a unique generation. You were able to grow up as an internet native, think of it that way. So I kind of experienced those things coming along, and I like the way it is now. I'm in technology. I love playing with the technology and doing that stuff. So,
All right, thank you for your time.
sure, thank you.
So, what do you teach out here at Fort Hays State University, Mr. Schleicher?
So I teach the beginning, advanced, and intensive video production classes, the computer editing class, the After Effects class, and the beginning audio production class.
So, how does the beginner audio class here differ from, say, the ones at like a high school level, more beginner level?
So in our audio production class, and same way with the video production class, we start at a very beginner level. We assume that everybody comes in not knowing anything, but as we progress through each of the different levels, you start to increase your ability to do better lighting, do better audio, conduct better interviews, edit things together a lot better. You start to understand the theory behind why do we have a wide shot, why do we have a close shot. We go from very basic projects all the way up to in the intensive video production class where the students are working on a short film that they can then enter into film competitions.
So are there like any classes that branch out from that or any other classes that you offer here?
Yeah, so the beginning classes are always the prerequisite. So no matter what, when you come into this department, if you are a digital media and journalism student, you're going to have to take the beginning audio and beginning video production classes. From there, you can start to branch off to do the advanced video class where we start talking more in depth about product lighting and interview lighting, interview setups. You do a documentary in that class. Some of those have gone on to be award winners across the state and region and nation. And then from there we go into the intensive class, each one builds upon the other so that then students are ready to go and take on a short feature film.
And lastly, why do you think that students, whether they're new or old at Fort Hays, should partake in the video editing classes or the graphics classes?
Well, so once you understand how to craft a message, that's what we're talking about when we're in this visual medium. The idea is if you have some idea of how images are manipulated, how the message is manipulated, you can then start to apply that to your real life. When I go onto TikTok, when I go onto Instagram, how are those messages being crafted that may be influencing me? And so regardless, at the very base level, if you just take a beginning audio video production class, you're going to start to learn how other systems are crafting a message to get you to act on some way, whether that be angry, click on an ad, buy a product, go and talk about something with a friend. That's kind of what you can get out of that.
Alrighty, well, thank you for your time, Mr. Schleicher.
No problem. Have a great day.
What do you do here?
I am a assistant professor in the Department of Informatics and serve as the Director of Operations for the Cybersecurity Institute and Technology Incubator.
And what do you do in the cybersecurity part here at Fort Hays State?
Yeah, so I am the program lead in there. Most of what I do is teach the undergrad and graduate classes for the cybersecurity and a little bit of the information assurance programs. And then with our city, or the Cybersecurity Institute, that is where we try to give hands-on skills and job opportunities to students as they're going through the program.
How many students would you say go along with this profession and keep going after that and get a job right out of college?
Right now, there's quite a few. So the cybersecurity undergrad portion started in about 2019, 2020. And since then, we've got about 70, 80 in the program the last time I knew as an undergrad side. So it's rapidly growing. And most of the students that come out of here, last I knew, we were sitting at about a 95, 98% placement. So students are definitely getting job offers. They're definitely getting the opportunities out there with very wide range salaries.
And what are salaries like for some of these positions, especially for entry-level cybersecurity coming right out of college?
Yeah. So most of the students that are reporting back, which is great because we have really good alumni giving us feedback, most of those salaries on the undergrad side are going to be about 45 to 85 on the high end is what I've seen some undergrads, and that's with no job experience, et cetera, coming through. So with the Cybersecurity Institute and getting micro internships, that number can go up. Most are now sticking around for the graduate program. Usually it's a 2-year process. However, now we have an accelerated master's, so you can really just stick around for 1 more year. You get some credit from the undergrad into the master's program. And with that, students are seeing entry salaries from 65 all the way to 110.
So you'd say the graduate class helps a lot?
Absolutely, yeah. The main thing on the graduate program, in the world of IT, the graduate degree itself may not hold as much weight as other programs, but it's the skills that you learned in the graduate program. So a lot of the students will come through here and say, hey, you know, I kind of know what I'm talking about, but they stick around for that 1 extra year and they get so many more skills that they can intelligently talk in their in job interviews, and that's what sets them apart. I've had the same student go through as an undergrad interview for a job. They got an offer at like 45. They went through the grad program. They immediately got an offer back for the same exact job in 65 plus, only because they can talk intelligently now to those extra things they learned in 1 year.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.